Many people have said that a nation was born through the outcome of the First World War. So I wanted to try and capture as many different aspects as possible. But the one key aspect for me was the hardship that was felt by those soldiers having to endure weeks and months in those trenches. That was kind of my focus. The main purpose is to try and educate people on the value of remembrance, to try and get the word out there to the public that we need to remember those that have fallen before us. People sacrificed their lives for this country. This country was basically born throughout this war. That's how we came to be. A lot of paintings have been done about the war. As far as a dedicated project of this magnitude, I don't believe that it's been done. For me, it was all about just diving in feet first. So the first thing I did was I built a trench, because I thought that's what this war was about. And for the most part, it was a trench. It was a trench war. There's no question about it. But that's how I figured I'd get started. Build a trench, see what it was like to be in this trench, and try and understand. But as I started doing these paintings and going from one to the next, I realized that it was much more than trench warfare. It was way bigger than that. It was 100 years ago. Those soldiers are all long gone. So to try and glean some of the more positive aspects out of it is going to be difficult. And there wasn't a lot from my research. But I tried to do some paintings. I have one called Homecoming, which depicts a father coming home and being greeted by his daughter. So, I think there's obviously some of those aspects that will come into it. Another painting called Cold Comfort, which shows a soldier embracing a young girl on a bicycle walking through a town that had just been blown. So there are some of those aspects in the series. There are just so many paintings that hit home. In many different aspects. A couple that come to mind, I guess, is the Taking of Ypres, which is that's the largest painting in the series. And it depicts a soldier who's basically completely spent after taking the town of Ypres. And it took them 3 tries to get it, but the Canadians were the ones that were successful in the end. And so it really depicts his emotion being overcome. With emotion as they took that town. I believe that far too often we don't give the remembrance its due. For 2 minutes every year in November, people will take the time. But if we don't have a voice, then the next best thing is to have some sort of visual representation to carry that voice through. That will allow us to remember for eternity. We've lost our soldiers, but that doesn't mean that we can't have something to remember them by.